Mr. Lee, Mr. Liao, Mr. Engelbreskes, distinguished guests, fellow JC scholars, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry, this is not what I usually do in a concert, so. When I was asked to speak tonight and perform, I thought about what could I actually talk about. And as one does these days, I was scrolling through Google, and I noticed there were two letters that kept appearing. You could probably guess what they are. In everything, AI. We're talking about it everywhere. People are excited about it. People are scared of it. People don't know if it's going to become our overlords, like the Terminator. And as a musician, I, of course, know nothing about it, except that it might also replace me one of these days in some computer-generated cello music. So what I thought, actually, then for tonight is I would like to talk about three other types of AIs that have really helped me as a musician and perhaps could just, for a moment, get our minds off of the artificial type of AI. The first one I like to call alternative intelligence. Now, that piece just there that I just performed was Shostakovich's Cello Sonata, the second movement. Now, Shostakovich, when he started as a composer, his music was not generally accepted by the establishment. It's very different from the romantics of Russia like Tchaikovsky, Mussorgsky, even Rachmaninoff. Yet he persisted on his own alternative path or intelligence. And today he's considered one of the greatest composers of the 20th century. Now for me, this alternative intelligence happened also in a critical time of my life. When I was in first grade, somebody asked me, what do you want to do when you grow up? I said, I want to be the CEO of a company and write a lot of checks. Of course, I didn't even know that checks are probably signed by the finance or accounting department. And so I did the kind of predictable thing. I did economics, I did summers on Wall Street, and then I had a very, very brief career as a management consultant. Because I was lousy at it. But during this whole process, there was a moment where I was sitting in front of the computer at midnight on a Sunday night at the office, and I said, this is not what I am. This is not what I want to be. And something in me clicked, and I realized that all those years I had feared, actually, taking the alternative path. Something that was not so clear, not so safe, not so easy, probably. And of course, finally, when I did it, I realized this seems, in hindsight, so right for me. So I think tonight, this is kind of fitting that we're here because the Jockey Club Scholarships has also helped create this kind of alternative, or help to develop the alternative intelligence, so to speak, of so many young people here in Hong Kong, giving them not just financial support, but I believe also a kind of intellectual support in that they can believe in themselves when such a prestigious organization is behind them. Now, on top of that, I think alternative intelligence is something that needs to be nurtured not just by an individual, but also by the community, by your family, by your educators, by the whole society. And I was lucky. My mom was a piano teacher, is still a piano teacher. And so I had that kind of understanding and support. But I think when it's something like this that's so powerful and so established, we can see and we do see the results today. So now I'd like to move to the second work that I will be performing tonight. This is a song by a composer who's probably the main reason I'm a musician today, because his music, well, when I heard his music, many different works from him, I just felt something visceral, something physical inside me that I could not resist. So this is Brahms. It's a song called Wie Melodien zieht es mir, roughly translated, like the melodies pulling through me.